And good evening from Mount Horeb High School, the site of tonight's home opener between the host Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings and the visiting Monroe Cheesemakers. Kate Johnson alongside Brad Richardson bringing you Wisco Radio's coverage of Viking football. And Brad, two teams coming into this one, both coming off losses in their week one matchup, so both looking to bounce back here in week two. And two teams with complete contrast styles offensively in terms of how they look, but two teams that really have built it up an identity over the years and stick to that year in and year out.
Yeah, second-year head coach for Monroe, Tom Witz, has taken over program. They've been to state recently, and the Mount Horeb Vikings obviously want to be there as well. And you mentioned these two programs, and I think when you talk about this part of the state, right, Mount Horeb Barneveld and Monroe have kind of set the standard. Monroe has moved on to a different conference. They were in a conference for a couple years. But yeah, both these programs coming off week one losses. It'll be interesting to see how they respond, especially the Vikings, who took on a very good Grafton team last week. I think we came along really, really surprised and how good Grafton was week one. And MHB had their opportunities, right? They had their opportunities. After a turnover, had the – 2 plays later, they throw an interception. So ball didn't go their way, but a good chance to rebound here tonight against Monroe team that fell to Lodi, who's obviously also a perennial around the Madison area as well. So it should be a fun one. Contrast in styles, as you said. Boy, Monroe, they will run the football and run it and run it and run it. MHB a little bit more balanced. So it'll be fun to see which team kind of erases last week and able to get things moving here in week number 2.
I think with that, we'll head to our first break. You are watching Wisco Radio.
Norse Golf Club is dedicated to serving our community by creating a family-friendly destination for golf, outdoor recreation, and entertainment in every season while preserving the irreplaceable green space in the center of Mount Horeb. Don't forget about our bar and grill, bowling lanes, and to stop by and watch the Wisco Radio broadcasts. To book a tee time, visit us online at norsegolfclub.com or call 608-437-3399. That's 608-437-3399.
Doctors Steve Samuelson and Lauren Taw are your local eye care professionals. Samuelson Eye Care provides the highest quality optometric care for both adults and children in a friendly, comfortable, and professional environment. Clear vision starts with healthy eyes, so contact Samuelson Eye Care at 437-3377. That's 437-3377 to schedule an exam today. You'll be glad you did.
Here in Wisconsin, we take playtime seriously. At Play in Wisconsin, we know your backyard is where memories are made. From touchdowns to a hole-in-one, our top-quality turf keeps your yard game-ready and pet-friendly year-round. Our play sets, hoops, and customized multi-sport courts are the training grounds for your future pros. Whatever the sport, we've got your court. Get in the game and book a birthday party or just stop by our Middleton showroom for open play. Try it first and try it all, from our swing sets to trampolines. Or check us out online at playinwisconsin.com.
At Farmers Savings Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're part of the community. By investing in local businesses, farms, and families, we help our communities thrive. Whether you're looking for a loan to grow your dreams or secure a place to grow your savings, Farmers Savings Bank is here to support you. When you bank with us, you're reinvesting in your own community. Farmers Savings Bank, where your success fuels our commitment to a stronger tomorrow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have a home in the Mount Horeb area that you want to sell? Well, we have a solution for you. First Weber of Mount Horeb is your hometown realtor and is committed to finding you the perfect home. In town or in the country, Mark Nortman and his team will help you find the property of your dreams. Do you or a friend have a home or property that you need listed? Well, call us. We have motivated buyers for these properties. For the exposure and experience you need, call Mark Nortman at 575-3393 or visit them online today at firstweber.com. First Weber of Mount Horeb, your hometown realtor.
Hey sports fans, be sure to cheer on your local sports team just like Kittleson Landscape has for over 25 years. Like many of you, Craig and his team have students and athletes in the Mount Horeb schools, and they are dedicated to their success and the overall success of the athletic programs. Need a place to go and unwind after the big game? Kittleson Landscape specializes in outdoor fire pits, patios, and much more. To get your free estimate today, call 608-437-8845. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape. Go Vikings!
The Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is an organization focused on assisting in the development of youth football players and raising funds for the Mount Horeb Barneveld Football program. The mission of the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is to work cooperatively with the Mount Horeb and Barneveld school districts to support the efforts of the Mount Horeb Barneveld High School Football Program and the Mount Horeb Barneveld Youth Football Program. To learn more about the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club or to find out ways to support the program, head to mhb-football.com. That's mhb-football.com.
Go long! That's a championship lawn. Be ashamed if some weeds took the title.
Nice hit, Johnson.
Are you sick and tired of your lawn getting sacked by weeds? Then sign up with Weedman to help you achieve a lush, green lawn that stands up to weeds. Did I mention that it was kid and pet friendly? Tackle weeds on your home turf with Weedman. Call or click today.
Back here at Mount Horeb High School, just about ready to get things underway. 65-degree temperature here at kickoff. Rain has held off so far. Field's still a little damp from some earlier rain, but Mount Horeb Barneveld, certainly with that spread offense, maybe hoping a little more than Monroe that conditions stay the way they are. Vikings did defer the opening kickoff, so they will kick, and it will be the Cheesemakers back to receive, heading left to right.
Yeah, same thing as last week. Vikings deferring, and Grafton went down and scored on their opening possession. And MHB responded. We thought we were going to be in a shootout last week, and Grafton ended up securing that victory. But MHB defense played really well, especially the second quarter and that second half, allowing just 3 points in the second half. Just couldn't find the end zone themselves, and falling to a really good Grafton team. So trying to get back on track here tonight.
It'll be the junior Cullen Olson to kick off for MHB. Ball on the tee at the 40, and we are underway for the home opener. Ball fielded at the 5. And slipping there on the first play on the return. Looked to be, I believe, was number 8, Sawyer Bogelli.
Set the MHB starters on defense. Parker Niles, a 6'3", 220 senior defensive end. Nose tackle Aiden Knight, a 6'4", 230 senior. And Harry Walker, a 6'1", 220 senior, the other end. And linebackers, Jack Wilson, a 6'3", 220 senior. Eli Meyer, 5'10", 180 junior. And Henry DeRozier, a 6'2", 210-pound junior. Secondary, Savala, Jones, Bell, Casey, and Schlimgen.
Cheesemakers will come out in the wing tee. It'll be Raleigh that'll get the snap and hand it off to the fullback for the first play of Monroe's offensive drive. Modest gain of about 3. Bring up second down and 7.
Yeah, you'll see the fullback getting it. He's more of a blocker in this offense. Their main back is going to be number 8, so that's Vogeli. So 4 yards on play number 1. High discipline is the story of the game here for MHB's defense tonight.
Be Raleigh this time giving it to the tailback, heading left to right, and is leveled and met before the sideline. MHB defense all over that one. Will bring up, however, 3rd and 2, so certainly leaves the playbook wide open here. And that's key if you're MHB's defense against such a great running team, is trying to force them into 3rd down and long and have to air it out a little bit more. In motion goes the wingback. They'll hand it off to the fullback. Actually, it'll be a Raleigh keeper down the left side, spinning off an MHB tackle into 1st down territory, just shy of the 45.
Yeah, we mentioned eye discipline and just a little fake there. Got the defense moving. A nice play by the quarterback to get the 1st down for Monroe.
Yeah, fooled me with the speed option, and you can line up as many ways as you want back there and really fool this Mount Horeb Barneveld defense. This will be to the tailback, who is met and stuffed by a slew of Vikings.
Bringing the hammer, I think that was Jack Wilson who leveled the running back.
Yeah, Wilson will be a key piece for this Vikings defense all season. And, of course, now moving into the main running back duties offensively alongside Eli Meyer. Raleigh under center to the fullback. Up the middle with a head of steam down the left sideline and into MHB territory. Believe that was Tristan Anderson with a gain of over 10.
Yeah, he's had a couple good gains here. We'll give him about 21 on that one, actually.
Just the start the Cheesemakers were looking for, establishing the run. And then when you're expecting it least is when they'll throw in one of them tight end slips or pop passes. Raleigh will get it, and somebody jumped.
Yeah, this was kind of the story for Monroe last week. It was a week filled with penalties and turnovers, and the big difference in that loss against Lodi. A lot of these pre-snap penalties, and you mentioned it. This is a team that can't get behind the sticks. So far, they've been able to be in manageable situations, but now a 1st and 15 to go.
The lone receiver set out to the left side. 2 backs behind Raleigh. Hand it off to the fullback, and nothing doing there. MHB all over that one.
Yeah, that was McNett. You're going to see a heavy dose of McNett, probably their biggest home run hitter. Great fill by the linebackers that time.
Exactly what you're looking for if you're Coach St. Arnold. That time the defense staying sound. And, of course, as the game goes on, stopping the run doesn't get any easier. Play action. This time Raleigh rolling out right, looking for his tight end across the right side and stumbling as he's tripped up across the 40 to about the 37 of MHB, where it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. So 3rd down and what we'll call 7. Certainly 4-down territory. We'll see what the Cheesemakers decide to do here.
Yeah, it might be 4-down territory here regardless of the result of 3rd down.
Another speed option running left. We'll pitch it. Muffed the pitch. Ball loose on the ground. MHB thinks they have it. And they do. An early miscue by the Cheesemakers, capitalized on by the Vikings. It'll be MHB ball at their own 38, 1st and 10, coming away with a stop on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, there's another miscue by Monroe, and it's just something that they can't have happen. And fortunate for MHB, I don't think they had a guy covering the pitch man, but an errant throw. And MHB is going to set up shop pretty good here at their own 39-yard line.
And certainly one benefit of the wing tee is limiting turnover risk by not airing it out, but obviously when you're running toss plays, option plays, that can happen. Hendrickson will give it off to Wilson. He's got a running lane, trucking over a defender right at that first down marker, showcasing the power. And that's exactly what he could bring to this offense, Brad.
Yeah, we saw that last week a little bit too, but I think Jack's going to want to come back. He had 11 rushes for just 5 yards last week. Grafton did a nice job of containing him. It was really Eli Meyer who did a nice job. 10 rushes for 41 yards for the junior, but a nice pickup of 9 on that first down.
Vikings, of course, in their spread offense. They'll keep it on the ground with a Hendrickson keeper. Across the first down marker. Stiff arming past Cheesemaker defenders into Monroe territory, and it'll be an MHB first down. Saw that a little bit last week against Grafton, where Hendrickson running the read option on the quarterback keeper, and he can certainly make a defense pay if they get too set on the tailback.
Yeah, not something we saw a ton of last year, but something that he's doing a little bit more here this year.
1st and 10 for Mount Horeb. Hendrickson, little pass to Anderson along the sidelines, who will fight his way towards that first down marker, looking like they'll move the chains once again. So back-to-back first downs go the Vikings inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, something that the Vikings definitely want to do is get Hayden involved early. It took him a while last week to have some catches. He ended up with 4 receptions last week for 72 yards. But first reception here tonight.
The big 6'6" target in Anderson, and certainly even with his size has some great run after the catch ability as well. And Hendrickson this time firing deep over the middle. Flag coming in.
Yeah, a lot of contact. Looking for Colin Hagan near the 10-yard line, and it's going to be a flag thrown on two-way player Noah Spots. So there was a couple last week, Kay, that we thought maybe could have been pass interference and didn't get the calls. And big moment here, this MHB off a turnover. Looking much more efficient and more comfortable here tonight than it did last week.
And actually a huge pass interference call there after on the previous play it looked like the chain gang was initially going to move for a first down and then backed it up, so that was 3rd and short, would have been 4th down. This time Hendrickson going under center. Wilson the lone setback. Vikings will stay on the ground. Here goes Wilson. On his feet, inside the 10, into the Play in Wisconsin red zone go the Vikings. As you mentioned, an efficient first drive for MHB. Now have it 1st and goal, and certainly an area where they have to capitalize here early.
Yeah, bringing the extra blocker that time and creating a nice hole for the senior running back.
Hendrickson this time out of the gun. And he'll keep it. Heading right to left, fighting for those yards, but stuffed and tackled down. Well covered there by the Cheesemakers.
Yeah, not much of a gain, maybe a gain of 1 on that rush, but a couple rushes here for Hendrickson. You like the play because all eyes are on Jack Wilson, obviously, and give Brooks an opportunity to use his athleticism.
Last week, MHB went to Anderson a couple times around here. We'll see if they keep it on the ground with Wilson or maybe try to get their big target in the end zone. Under center, and they will stay with Wilson. Up the middle, flag flies in at the end of the play after a modest gain. We will await the call.
Typically an area of holding.
Is a hold on the Vikings, so a pretty big penalty there as they were knocking on the door of the end zone. This will back them up quite a bit. Replay second down. Ball will be set at the 17, where it will be second and goal. Two receivers set out to the left of Hendrickson, one to the right. This time dropping back, looking to pass. Now will scramble, and now decides to run with it on the left sideline, just getting what he can. Couple yard gain there for Hendrickson, but great pressure off the edge by Monroe.
Yeah, good coverage downfield and obviously a passing situation. Bringing up a third down and goal back around the 16-yard line.
Almost the exact same situation here, but with fourth down when they went to Anderson last week on a fade route. Do have him as the tight end on the left side of the line, trips out to the right, and this one will be blown dead. A flag coming in from the far side official.
I don't think the receivers got set. Oh, offsides on the defense, so.
And now official signaling offsides, but pointing towards MHB. So back them up. A little miscommunication between the officials. Get things squared away, and it'll be, once again, third and goal from the 20.
Yeah, try to get maybe half of this back here and give yourself a possibility. See what happens here on third down.
Same formation. Three receivers set out to the right of Hendrickson. Anderson alone as the tight end. Hendrickson steps up, fires. Got his receiver, Christian, fighting for yards, and he'll be just shy at around the 2 or 3 yard line. Did what he could to try to stretch out, but there you go, Brad. Perfect opportunity here now with fourth and goal from maybe about the 3 yard line rather than trying to chuck something up on fourth. And that was the sophomore Christian on the reception. Saw some action from him last week, 2 receptions for 25 yards. Under center goes Hendrickson. He'll roll out on the bootleg, firing, corner of the end zone, and just overshooting his outstretched target.
Yeah,
incomplete.
Looking for Hayden Anderson. Really well designed play, the right idea, and just sailed it a bit for 6'6" Anderson. Going back to that third down play, Cade, the Viking coaching staff really like what the sophomore Christian can provide, and you can just saw that there. Good hands. He's got good feet, good speed. And another opportunity in the red zone, not coming away with points.
Yeah, after a great drive for the Vikings, just can't quite capitalize. A few miscues led to difficult situation on third, made the best of it, and then on fourth down, unable to come away. It'll be Monroe ball here, deep in their own territory. And off up the middle to the fullback. Gain of a few. Cheesemakers, of course, running their wing tee offense, a staple of this program. It's what helped get them to Camp Randall in 2022 and come away with a gold ball after an undefeated season.
Yeah, they had some dudes in that team.
And going back to that team, of course, coached by the late, great Toby Golembeski, who came into Monroe and really brought in the wing tee to the Cheesemaker program. And obviously just recently inducted into the 2026 FCA Hall of Fame, so a program that certainly always keeps such a great coach in person in the back of their mind every week.
Dive up the middle and going to have enough for a first down.
And that's exactly what the wing T can provide, is stuff them on first down, stuff them on second down, and then all of a sudden you get a little push there up front and move the chains.
Needed 5 and got 6. Yeah, they will wear you down. That is their game plan. A golden opportunity for the Vikings to score in this first quarter.
Wingback motioning left to right. They'll keep it with Raleigh here and stacked up. Looked to be a tackle for loss.
Just a very modest gain. Give them maybe 1 on that.
MHB defense has certainly shown some flashes of greatness over these last 2 games, especially looking at that second half against Grafton. I maybe struggled a little bit with their first half offensively, and then really able to figure Grafton out in the second half. Some great coaching adjustments and holding them to just a field goal.
Yeah, really gave themselves a chance, giving up just the 3 points in that second half. Good tough run. Flag comes in.
That one thrown in the area of holding.
Probably holding, yeah. Another penalty here for Monroe, so kind of hurting themselves with some miscues. And that was the story last week, like we mentioned on that first drive, and kind of holding true this second game as well. Turnovers and penalties.
So back up the Monroe offense, and as we mentioned, with a team that relies so heavily on the run, it is makes things quite difficult on yourselves when you're playing behind the sticks. Ball spotted on the 10. They'll call it 2nd and 15 as clock continues to wind. Now under 2 minutes, still no score in the first quarter here in Mount Horeb. Loose ball on the handoff to the fullback, Anderson, and MHB saying they had it again. It's Mount Horeb Barneveld Football once again. Another forced turnover. Anderson coughed that one up, and once again, heads-up play by MHB to get on top of it. So now 2 early fumbles for Monroe, and this one giving the Vikings excellent field position and a chance to strike first here at home.
Yeah, kind of a similar situation to last week. MHB got a turnover deep into Grafton territory and couldn't convert, but see if the Vikings can get back on track here. Defense is serving them well tonight.
It'll be 2 receivers to the left of Hendrickson, 1 to the right. Toss play from Wilson. Trying to get the outside. Finds a little seam falling forward. Nice powerful run once again by the senior. Don't see that too often out of MHB, the toss out of the shotgun, but pretty effective there on first down.
Haven't seen Eli Meyer yet in this one. It's been Jack Wilson, 3 carries for 20 yards. Brooks has 8 yards on 3 carries himself. Now we do go to Eli Meyer. Had a nice game last week, 40 yards on 10 rushes.
It'll be Meyer up the middle. Slipping through and finds a seam into the end zone. Eli Meyer looked like he might have been stood up short and able to pull away from the tackle for a MHB touchdown.
Yeah, kind of the same thing we saw last week out of Eli Meyer. Had the lone touchdown for the Vikings, and you can see just his footwork. He's obviously a championship-level wrestler, and what he can do around traffic is pretty amazing, and obviously the coaching staff loves what he can bring, a nice dynamic duo between Wilson and Meyer.
Just knows how to leverage his body, and you saw there someone going for the takedown, and able to escape. Vikings going for two, back to Meyer, and will find his way in for the 2-point conversion, making this an 8-0 ball game. Mount Horeb Barneveld leading Monroe 8-0 with 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
Keeping things right here at Viking Stadium. Broadcast tonight brought to you in part by First Weber, Mark Nortman and Associates, and by Kittleson Landscape Incorporated. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape.
Thank you to all of our sponsors for allowing us to broadcast Mount Horeb Barneveld football here. Cade Johnson alongside Brad Richardson and the boss man Blaine Bestel running the show behind the scenes. Keeping us on our toes here, making sure everything is running.
It's nice to be at
smooth.
home, that's for sure. Tell you what, it's a nice setting over in Grafton, but had some challenges getting things up to our standards, you could say. No internet, that didn't help. But did the best we could with that trip. And I tell you what, MHB and Grafton, if their two paths meet again, that would be a pretty fun playoff game. Obviously, Grafton took that first one, but a good glimpse into likely two playoff caliber type teams last week. And MHB, the 2-hour bus ride coming away empty on that one. Monroe losers to Lodi last week.
Olsen with an end-over-end boot into the end zone for a touchback. Nice kickoff there by Cullen Olsen.
Yeah, nice job by Cullen Olsen. We saw that last week a little bit too, but looks a little bit more confident here tonight. Not going to get the great rolls that they got on the turf in Grafton, but excellent job kicking off there.
And in high school football, it really is such an advantage when you can have consistent kicker that can consistently kick touchbacks. As we saw, you go back to last week in Grafton, a couple of their returns really sparked their offensive drives with some nice field position.
2 drives and 2 turnovers for Monroe.
Cheesemakers on their third drive try to get things going. They'll go back to the fullback. That's Tristan Anderson.
Yeah, I feel like that's been play number 1 on all 3 of their drives, has been that fullback dive, setting up some of the other action that they do have, that double wing, double tight.
Do like the call to go back to him, try to get some confidence back after the last fumble by Anderson, but as you mentioned, can really do a lot. This time it'll be the tailback. I believe that was Spots. Just shy of the first down marker, say third and 2, maybe 3rd and 3.
Last play of that first quarter.
After one, MHB leads it 8-0 here at home over Monroe.
Mount Horeb Utilities is a locally owned, not-for-profit utility dedicated to the community it serves. Providing safe, reliable energy to customers in Mount Horeb, our hometown team is customer-focused and service-oriented, looking out for the community's best interests. At Mount Horeb Utilities, we are committed to keeping Mount Horeb a great place to live, work, and play. For more information on how Mount Horeb Utilities energizes our community, visit MountHorebUtilities.com.
Welcome back to Vikings Stadium at 8-0 Vikings lead here over the visiting Monroe Cheesemakers. Broadcast tonight brought to you by Mount Horeb Utilities, providing safe, reliable energy to customers in Mount Horeb. And by the Norse Golf Club. Book a tee time online at norsegolfclub.com.
Eight to nothing, MHB leading Monroe. Be another crucial third down here early in this one on their own 28-yard line. This one will be a handoff to Spots, the tailback, trying to get the outside, finding a seam and falling forward. Crossed the 31st down for Monroe. Noah Spots with 2 touchdowns in last week's loss. The senior wingback had himself a nice week, looking to build on that momentum.
Yeah, they oftentimes call this offense 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Obviously with the rain, no dust here tonight, but that's what you get. You can get three yards pretty easily.
Raleigh will start at first down once again with Tristan Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson again on that first play. Vikings did a pretty good job of limiting the damage there up front.
It's certainly a tough look if you're both of these teams in practice trying to run scout and simulate each other's offense. Mount Horeb Barneveld all used to their spread across the program, and then for a wing T offense to try to simulate Mount Horeb Barneveld is a lot different than it looks in game. This one will be to the tailback. Not a whole lot doing there, and we'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, kind of a tough draw for MHB to start this year. 2 power run teams, so you're really tested up front to start the year. Monroe with just the 1 pass attempt. They did complete the pass to Anderson. Otherwise, it's been all run. A few pitches, but 2 fumbles. Big moments, penalties and turnovers for Monroe.
Yeah, both drives looking promising prior to the turnovers. 3-back set, and it'll be a reverse on the outside. There goes Spots. I think he's going to be just shy of that first down marker.
Yeah, pretty good job containment on the left side for MHB. Not fooled by that inside handoff.
Little misdirection, and it'll be 4th and 2.
And actually, Evan Primusberger did a nice job of setting the edge, the senior.
Cheesemakers line up to punt. Vikings stacking everyone near the line, trying to come away with a block. It'll be a nice end-over-end deep punt.
Great
Take
punt.
a Monroe bounce and finally quit rolling at about the MHB 5-yard line.
Yeah, not much for wind here, and nice boot for sure. Keeping things right here. Broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Mountain City Bank, building lasting relationships with premier financial solutions, and by the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club, an organization focused on assisting the development of youth football players in Mount Horeb.
MHB will have it deep in their own territory after another stop by the defense. They have played some great football here defensively. Has MHB, the start of this one, building off a great second half against Grafton.
Taking the handoff to Meyer, and they turn the ball over?
Yeah, it looked like maybe a miscommunication on the play action and popped out. Monroe fans didn't even realize they had it, but a huge mistake for MHB.
Yeah, even Monroe defense wasn't even reacting. And, yeah, I'm not sure they faked the handoff, but I'm not sure what happened after that.
Nonetheless, it'll be 1st and goal. And miscommunication there now for Monroe leads to some flags flying in.
Yeah, the first probably movement here on, or maybe it's going to be offsides on MHB, but confusion in the backfield from Monroe. Boy, just when MHB has some momentum, a big booming punt pins them deep to the 5-yard line, and an odd play giving Monroe the ball inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, still not quite sure. I know Hendrickson thought it was a play action. I'm not sure if maybe Meyer grabbed it and thought it was a run or if a defender came in and punched it out. Handoff into the end zone, and an answer for Monroe after a huge Mount Horeb Barneveld miscue makes this an 8-6 game pending the extra point or 2-point conversion. So how about a turn of events there? The defense of MHB comes up with a big stop, a excellent punt from the Cheesemakers, and then a first down, first play of the drive turnover for MHB leads to great field position and a Monroe score. It'll be an extra point attempt up and no good for Brock Branley. So this will stay an 8-6 game with 9:04 left in the second quarter. You're listening to Wisco Radio.
You need of chiropractic services? Dr. Joe Ryan at Mount Horeb Chiropractic will provide the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. Dr. Ryan uses advanced spinal correction and chiropractic adjustments utilizing state-of-the-art techniques. Dr. Ryan has years of training, expertise, and experience in helping patients get relief from their back pain, neck pain, and other related conditions. Located at 1840 Business Highway 18151 next to Pizza Hut, or call 608-437-0099 to set up an appointment today.
At Mount.
Welcome back to Wisco Radio. A Monroe touchdown off a MHB miscue makes this 8-6 in favor of Mount Horeb Barneveld. 9:04 left here in the second quarter. And kind of an odd game so far, Brad. We touched on it briefly in the pregame that maybe the elements could come into play, but I don't know if the fields maybe is still a little wet and has some moisture down there, but we've seen already 3 fumbles in this one.
Yeah, probably something to that. Rain here quite a bit this afternoon, and ball's a little slick, but yeah, just a bad handoff for MHB.
Nice booming kick fielded at the 5. The Vikings will fake the reverse here on the near side. A running lane with a head of steam goes Colin Haig down the right sideline. Had one man to beat and wrestled down out of bounds. Fooled everyone in the stadium there with the fake reverse and taking it deep into Cheesemaker territory as now a flag comes in at the way after.
Yeah, it was an unnecessary throw to the ground after Haig went out of bounds, and the coaching staff did not like that at all, and I think maybe the officials could be getting the coaching staff for unsportsmanlike here. I'm not sure. Maybe a sideline warning. Not real sure, but it was a very aggressive throw to the ground after being out of bounds, and the coaching staff obviously didn't like that, but a great return here for Haig. Something we saw last week. Yep, sideline warning. Grafton with some of the big returns, and here it is, MHB at the Monroe 30-yard line.
So special teams sets the Vikings up great after Colin Haig showing off the speed. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Monroe 30.
Big plays in this game, turnovers. Both teams have scored here in this week number 2 game. Really turned into a fun matchup over the years between Monroe and MHB.
Single back formation for the Mount Horeb Barneveld offense. Vikings will start on the ground with Wilson. Cut back left. Spins off a defender. Still on his feet. Fighting forward is Wilson and able to fall into the red zone for the first down.
Yeah, that was about 6 yards after contact, and you can see just his athleticism, his strength. First down carry there. 31 yards on 4 carries tonight for the senior running back, just 5 yards last week. Grafton did a nice job of containing him, but MHB they look more like their identity here tonight.
MHB will stay with this single back look, tight formation, and this time a bootleg. Henderson rolling out to his left, firing, got an open receiver into the end zone, and a Mount Horeb Barneveld touchdown. Brooks Hendrickson able to connect for his first passing touchdown on the season, and Mount Horeb Barneveld now taking a 14-6 lead.
Yeah, nice rollouts, and he had Anderson in the flat, but Christian became open late, and a nice ball from Brooks.
And now a
second
key
TD of the night.
2-point conversion here could make this a 2-score game. They're going to go ahead and kick the extra point. I do like that decision as well, make it a 2-score with a 9-point differential. So this would be big if Mount Horeb Barneveld could convert here. Good snap, good hold, up, and no good. Unable to make it a 2-score lead is MHB.
Broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Farmers Savings Bank. More than just your local hometown bank. And by Plain, Wisconsin, swing sets, basketball hoops, trampolines, and more. Try it first at Play in Wisconsin. Also, our Red Zone sponsor. Second time tonight here that the Vikings have gotten to the Play in Wisconsin Red Zone. A couple nice scoring drives for the Vikings. Doing it on the ground, and last one through the air.
Yeah, making quick work of that great field position. And have done it, as you mentioned, with both the run and the pass. Really setting up the pass nicely with the run. It's been a steady dose of Jack Wilson, shown his run after contact ability. And then you go ahead with the play action bootleg. Just opens up things pretty wide for you offensively.
Yeah, nice response out of MHB. It's something we saw a lot last year, was them able to respond after a score, and they go down and get their second score of the night. Nice kick.
Will be fielded at the 5, where he runs it out to the 20 and is stacked up. So definitely a week-to-week improvement of the special teams play from MHB after a shaky start in a few different special teams phases. And now really helping themselves in terms of field position in that aspect.
Yeah, for sure, the big return, and kicks have been great as well.
Monroe will come out with their 3-back set, receiver motioning over the lone wideout on the right side. Play action, roll out right, dump it off to the tight end across the middle, who's got a head of steam across the 35, and will step out of bounds right around the 35. Believe
that's Anderson again coming out of the backfield. He has both receptions here tonight.
And that's exactly what kind of how Mount Horeb Barneveld set it up with their own style, a couple of runs. It's exactly what Monroe has done here and has been effective with their 2 passes. This will be a handoff to the tailback, going nowhere. Believe that was number 3, Kingston McNett on the carry. Gain of 2.
Yeah, 18 rushes here tonight from Monroe, and just the 2 pass attempts, both completed. And you see we've got 4 different rushers here tonight who've carried the ball for Monroe.
Here's Raleigh. Under center will get the snap. Play action again, this time looking to run it. Down the right side and will be pushed out of bounds. Just across the 40-yard line. So another third down for Monroe.
Yeah, you probably don't get a lot of NIL money if you're a receiver for Monroe. Probably a low man on totem pole. I hear they're rolling in the bucks in Monroe.
Cheese sponsorships.
Starting to hear some advertisements from high school students. Iron Jock and others have latched on to high school athletes.
And a timeout called by Monroe. 14-6 your score with 6:57 left in the second quarter. You're listening to Wisco Radio.
At City Bank, we're more than just a local community bank. We're your dedicated partner for all of your financial needs. Whether you're looking for a personal or business account, we have a range of options, including free checking designed to suit your lifestyle. When it comes to loans, you can trust that every decision is made locally by our knowledgeable lenders who truly understand the needs of our community.
Come see how Mountain City Bank can make banking easier and more personalized for you. Stop by or call us in Mount Horeb at 608-437-2685. Mountain City Bank is proud to be here for you, with offices also in Platteville, Belmont, Cuba City, and Mineral Point. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back to Viking Stadium. Brad Richardson and Cade Johnson with you here tonight. Really love the viewership that we're getting on these MHB games. If you're watching our YouTube stream, go ahead and chat us and let us know where you're watching it from. I know we've heard from the Lakeside Lounge up in the Lake Camelot area as well. They're watching here tonight up near Wisconsin Rapids. Let us know where you're watching from. You're 14-6, Vikings lead.
Third down play to the fullback, Anderson, and he's going to be short.
Yeah, good job again of stuffing that up the middle. And got a couple, and it's going to be a fourth down and 2 yards to go here.
So decision time here for head coach Tom Witt. Had a great punt on their last punt attempt, so it's certainly something in the back of his head. But
yeah, I think Cullen might need to move back a little bit on not much wind, so that was really just all the punter last time. Really good one. Haig has to play a little bit of center field. Ooh.
High snap, gets it away, and this one is a lot higher and shorter, but takes a friendly cheesemaker hop to the 25 of MHB's. So still pretty well done there on the punt. And Mount Horeb will take over with 6:04 left.
Broadcast tonight brought to you by Weedman. To tackle your weeds and create a top-performing lawn, contact Weedman today, your official lawn care company of Wisco Radio.
So 6:04, MHB with all three timeouts. Monroe with 2 timeouts as well. Be interesting to see how both of these teams decide to play out the remainder of this first half.
Yeah, 6:04 left here. Plenty of time for MHB to get a drive going.
Anderson will motion over from right to left. He'll start off with a handoff to Wilson. Wilson breaking tackles, finding his way into the Monroe secondary, where he is wrapped up by William Keene, but not after another first down run.
Yeah, 15 yards on that one.
Good to see MHB able to get him going, as you mentioned, Brad, after a slow running week for him last week. Of course, always a defensive anchor for Mount Horeb Barneveld, but has really just run the ball well in the first half.
Meyer back in.
He trips, little bubble screen for Christian, heading down the right side. He's got a lane. He's got room, and he is across midfield, across the 40, and tackled out of bounds into Monroe territory. March the Vikings, 1st and 10.
Such a weapon in that trips formation.
The screen pass, a staple of this MHB offense. Over the years, we'll see them dump it off to the running back, that time to the sophomore Django Christian. They'll go trips again. It'll be an inside zone for Wilson. Flag flies in as Wilson is stacked up after a gain of 4.
Yeah, again, area of holding has been the one thing that's bitten MHB here tonight, has been the hold on those inside runs. I believe the third one of the night for MHB. The one came at the goal line or near the goal line.
Didn't see it too many holds last week as well.
Oh, pretty clean game, actually.
So certainly something that'll obviously defer from official crew to official crew week to week, but do not want to make things any more difficult on yourself. Back to Mount Horeb Barneveld up to 1st and 19. Hendrickson rolling out left, looking to pass. Firing and caught along the sideline. Looks to be Colin Haig down there just past the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and about 7.
First reception for Haig here tonight.
And Haig's a guy I know offensively this Mount Horeb Barneveld coaching staff wants to get going. As you saw on the kick return, certainly has the speed, great hands for the senior, and really a guy that can become a weapon as he continues to develop that chemistry with Hendrickson. Haig will come in motion. Be another toss out of the gun to Wilson. Wilson just does what he can as that one was blown up, is tackled down by number 72.
Yeah, credit Kingston McNett on forcing Wilson inside, and I think got maybe a shoelace to trip him up a little bit.
Excuse me, number 74, Carson Austin, was the one to finish that one off.
Probably 4-down territory here for MHB, regardless of the outcome on down number 3. They've got just under 4 minutes to work with, plenty of time.
Here's Brooks. Firing on the curl pattern to Christian. Or excuse me, I believe that might have been Cullen Olson over there for the 1st down.
Yes, it was.
So Cullen Olson coming in. Makes a great 1st down catch. A little slow to get up after that one. Will be checked out quick by Sherry Almquist down there. So hopefully everything's all right with Olson. But coming up in a big spot and making a nice catch on the curl route.
Yeah, moves the sticks. 3:24 counting here, 1st half. Another good opportunity here for MHB, getting close to that play in Wisconsin red zone.
Hendrickson into the flats to Anderson. Had a cheesemaker defender in McNett running right at him, able to make a tough catch, but a minimal gain. Great job of Anderson making sure that one wasn't intercepted. Little miscommunication here as the Vikings try to get set. Haig will now motion over to the left side. It'll be Christian, the near side receiver. Hendrickson dropping back under pressure, evades one tackler. Now will step up, looking to run, throws it, and incomplete. Almost just threw that one away there on the far sideline.
Stops the clock, 2:38. 1st half here. A lot of time left.
I think you got a lot of options here as well on this 3rd down, Brad. Certainly 4-down territory. Could go with another zone run with Wilson. He's been pretty effective all night, and try to get a 1st or at least make it 4th and manageable. Or we've seen couple nice Hendrickson rollouts.
Yeah, timeout here for the Vikings. Talking things over here on third down. And we'll keep things right here at Viking Stadium. Nice crowd here tonight. Had some rain this afternoon, but other than cloudy skies, a nice night for football here in Mount Horeb. But 14-6 Vikings lead here over visiting Monroe. Both teams have a home game under their belts last week for Monroe, and this week finally for MHB after a long trip over to Grafton. Been a well-balanced and entertaining game here. Both sides making some big plays. And this Monroe team, it's a good team. They're not maybe real flashy. They don't maybe have the athletes they've had in the past, but well-coached, as we mentioned. A couple turnovers and penalties, though, have really been the difference in this one, especially for MHB, fumbling it inside their own 5-yard line.
An interesting look for MHB here, going with a tight set out of the shotgun.
They do a lot of pre-snap motion, but maybe sticking with it here.
We'll see what the Vikings dial up. Setting up the wheel route to Wilson, and that one broken up by number 11, Gage Jelly. Excellent defensive play was all over Wilson. Would have been quite the catch there from Wilson, and we'll see what Mount Horeb Barneveld decides to do with 2:34 left in the first half. Can't really pin them too much deeper with a punt, so the Vikings will decide to go for it.
Yeah, you could think about a field goal. I'm not sure range, but I think Cullen might have a 40-yarder in him, but looks like they might go for it here initially.
It'll be Christian, the near side receiver. Olsen and Haig set out to the left. Drop back, under pressure. Hendrickson's got a fire. Low ball, did he catch it? And incomplete. Haig making his case for the catch. Officials saying it hit the turf and will be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, watching here and hit the ground. Good attempt. Stops another promising Vikings drive. Vikings will get the ball to start the second half, but Monroe has really, I think, played their game plan pretty well here tonight. They've got to keep it within reach, and they have absolutely done that.
Yeah, had some great starts to their first quarter drives, and then just couple of fumbles stymieing those as they go with a Raleigh play action. Tip to and incomplete.
So they go past the start. That'll stop the clock with 2:21 left. Vikings have 2 timeouts left. Boy, they have done this really well over the years. Time management, end of halves. They have put games away in these situations. You can just tell the amount of coaching and attention to detail.
Sticking with the wing T. This time it'll be the fullback on second down. And not a whole lot doing for Anderson there.
Yeah, I thought maybe MHB would call a timeout there, but they keep that timeout in their pocket. Bringing up third down.
Seems like not a bad call there. You don't want to give them any extra time if they were to somehow pick up this third down, and then you would still have one timeout and a little over a minute if you're able to get a stop here.
Third down and, boy, a long 6, maybe 7 yards.
3-back set. Receiver set out to the right. And Raleigh will keep it. Trying to get the edge. Fighting forward right at that first down marker. Got a good spot, and I think they're going to move the chains.
Boy, Vikings had him contained. Schlimgen did a nice job of putting himself in a position to stop the quarterback, but a great job that time by Raleigh, who saw that first down marker and dove for it.
Yes, somehow able to maintain his balance. And now Monroe quick to the line. This will be to the fullback once again up the middle. Vikings have tightened up their interior run defense on those fullback dives. Clock continues to run, now under 1 minute. Cheesemakers continue to huddle. Do have 2 timeouts. MHB with 2 timeouts as well, so don't seem to be in any rush. 45 seconds. Receiver now on the near side. Hand it off to the tailback, who is just short of the first. That was
Anderson again.
Anderson, and now a timeout called.
So Vikings do take that timeout with 35 seconds left here. A third down play upcoming. And they do use that timeout to stop things here. But I tell you what, Cade, we've seen some strange things over the years from this MHB team. And you leave them any amount of time, and they're apt to go down the field and score right before half. They've done that a number of times over the years.
And I think Coach St. Arnold almost sensed that Monroe was okay with maybe taking this to the half without trying to get too aggressive, as we saw them huddling for and using about 30 seconds of that play clock, and maybe sensing a little passiveness and trying to take advantage of that with the timeout there. Certainly a big play here could come back to bite the Vikings, but
yeah, you got to stop here. You've got one more timeout. I imagine if you stop them on third down, you use that final timeout.
We'll see.
First down here for Monroe will probably end the first half.
It'll be Anderson again, and I do not think he got near that first down marker. Timeout MHB.
Just past the line of scrimmage, and Coach St. Arnold quick to use that final timeout. Might as well, especially after the last punt. It's been an up and down situation for Monroe's punting game here, but it's going to give MHB 28 seconds now. We'll see how things transpire.
If anything, with what we've seen so far with fumbles, it makes you feel the clean punt and kick it away. Vikings did really come after Monroe on the last punt attempt, so I'm assuming we'll see something similar to that.
Yeah, you're going to see an all-out blitz on that. It was a bit of a high snap on that last punt, so definitely thinking something similar. You've got nothing to lose to stop the clock.
It'll be Haig.
Monroe's turned the ball over twice this game already, so.
Here come the Vikings in their punt block.
Haig hovers around his own 17-yard line.
28 seconds. Snap. Pretty good. Gets it away. Spiraling kick fielded by Haig at his 25.
Thought he fair caught it, but I guess not.
And a great tackle there by Anderson. Able to stop Haig for minimal return yardage.
I thought he was signaling fair catch, and the official was right there, but does take a few seconds off the clock here. 19 seconds to work with. Hendrickson's got a big arm. You got to give him time, though, to get the ball downfield. Obviously work the edges. Clock does stop on a first down, but it doesn't give you much time.
And I really like with their lead here not to get too aggressive as well. You don't want to have anything too crazy happen to give Monroe any sort of momentum going into half as well.
Yeah, look for something maybe with Anderson as well coming across the middle, working towards the sideline. Colin Haig does a nice job, too, of working sideline.
A lot of space over there on that left side of the field for Haig. It'll be Anderson set out to the left of the line. Hendrickson will just give it off to Wilson on the inside zone. Still on his feet, breaking a few tackles and gets a first down. Clock will stop. 13 seconds We'll see if the Vikings call a quick play or decide to spike it. And now the clock will run. 10 seconds. 8. Snap. Back to Wilson again. Bouncing this one outside. Still on his feet. Ahead of steam for Wilson. And into Monroe territory, as that'll be the end of the first half. Saw potential daylight, did Wilson there. And that is how the first half will end. 14-6. Mount Horeb Barneveld leading Monroe after one half of play.
Located in the heart of beautiful Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, Norsk Golf Club boasts a tough but fair 9 holes that will be challenging and fun for golfers of all ages. Norsk Golf Club is dedicated to serving our community by creating a family-friendly destination for golf, outdoor recreation, and entertainment in every season while preserving the irreplaceable green space in the center of Mount Horeb. Don't forget about our bar and grill, bowling lanes, and to stop by and watch the Wisco Radio broadcasts. To book a tee time, visit us online at norskgolfclub.com or call 608-437-3399. That's 608-437-3399.
Doctors Steve Samuelson and Lauren Taw are your local eye care professionals. Samuelson Eye Care provides the highest quality optometric care for both adults and children in a friendly, comfortable, and professional environment. Clear vision starts with healthy eyes, so contact Samuelson Eye Care at 437-3377. That's 437-3377 to schedule an exam today. You'll be glad you did.
Here in Wisconsin, we take playtime seriously. At Plain Wisconsin, we know your backyard is where memories are made. From touchdowns to a hole-in-one, our top-quality turf keeps your yard game-ready and pet-friendly year-round. Our play sets, hoops, and customized multi-sport courts are the training grounds for your future pros. Whatever the sport, we've got your court. Get in the game and book a birthday party or just stop by our Middleton showroom for open play. Try it first and try it all, from our swing sets to trampolines, or check us out online at plainwisconsin.com.
At Farmers Savings Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're part of the community. By investing in local businesses, farms, and families, we help our communities thrive. Whether you're looking for a loan to grow your dreams or secure a place to grow your savings, Farmers Savings Bank is here to support you. When you bank with us, you're reinvesting in your own community. Farmers Savings Bank, where your success fuels our commitment to a stronger tomorrow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have a home in the Mount Horeb area that you want to sell? Well, we have a solution for you. First Weber of Mount Horeb is your hometown realtor and is committed to finding you the perfect home. In town or in the country, Mark Nortman and his team will help you find the property of your dreams. Do you or a friend have a home or property that you need listed? Well, call us. We have motivated buyers for these properties. For the exposure and experience you need, call Mark Nortman at 575-3393 or visit them online today at firstweber.com. First Weber of Mount Horeb, your hometown realtor.
Hey sports fans, be sure to cheer on your local sports team just like Kittleson Landscape has for over 25 years. Like many of you, Craig and his team have students and athletes in the Mount Horeb schools, and they are dedicated to their success and the overall success of the athletic programs. Need a place to go and unwind after the big game? Kittleson Landscape specializes in outdoor fire pits, patios, and much more. To get your free estimate today, call 608-437-8845. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape. Go Vikings!
The Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is an organization focused on assisting in the development of youth football players and raising funds for the Mount Horeb Barneveld Football program. The mission of the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is to work cooperatively with the Mount Horeb and Barneveld school districts to support the efforts of the Mount Horeb Barneveld High School Football Program and the Mount Horeb Barneveld Youth Football Program. To learn more about the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club or to find out ways to support the program, head to mhb-football.com. That's mhb-football.com.
Go long. That's a championship lawn. Be ashamed if some weeds took the title.
Nice hit, Johnson.
Are you sick and tired of your lawn getting sacked by weeds? Then sign up with Weed Man to help you achieve a lush, green lawn that stands up to weeds. Did I mention that it was kid and pet friendly? Tackle weeds on your home turf with Weedman. Call or click today.
Mount Horeb Utilities is a locally owned, not-for-profit utility dedicated to the community it serves. Providing safe, reliable energy to customers in Mount Horeb, our hometown team is customer-focused and service-oriented, looking out for the community's best interests. At Mount Horeb Utilities, we are committed to keeping Mount Horeb a great place to live, work, and play. For more information on how Mount Horeb Utilities energizes our community, visit MountHorebUtilities.com.
Are you in need of chiropractic services? Dr. Joe Ryan at Mount Horeb Chiropractic will provide the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. Dr. Ryan uses advanced spinal correction and chiropractic adjustments utilizing state-of-the-art techniques. Dr. Ryan has years of training, expertise, and experience in helping patients get relief from their back pain, neck pain, and other related conditions. Located at 1840 Business Highway 18151 next to Pizza Hut, or call 608-437-0099 to set up an appointment today.
At Mound City Bank, we're more than just a local community bank. We're your dedicated partner for all of your financial needs. Whether you're looking for a personal or business account, we have a range of options, including free checking designed to suit your lifestyle. When it comes to loans, you can trust that every decision is made locally by our knowledgeable lenders who truly understand the needs of our community.
Come see how Mound City Bank can make banking easier and more personalized for you. Stop by or call us in Mount Horeb at 608-437-2685. Mound City Bank is proud to be here for you, with offices also in Platteville, Belmont, Cuba City, and Monroe Point. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Located in the heart of beautiful Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, Norsk Golf Club boasts a tough but fair 9 holes that will be challenging and fun for golfers of all ages. Norsk Golf Club is dedicated to serving our community by creating a family-friendly destination for golf, outdoor recreation, and entertainment in every season while preserving the irreplaceable green space in the center of Mount Horeb. Don't forget about our bar and grill, bowling lanes, and to stop by and watch the Wisco Radio broadcasts. To book a tee time, visit us online at norskgolfclub.com or call 608-437-3399. That's 608-437-3399.
Doctors Steve Samuelson and Lauren Taw are your local eye care professionals. Samuelson Eye Care provides the highest quality optometric care for both adults and children in a friendly, comfortable, and professional environment. Clear vision starts with healthy eyes, so contact Samuelson Eye Care at 437-3377. That's 437-3377 to schedule an exam today. You'll be glad you did.
Here in Wisconsin, we take playtime seriously. At Plain Wisconsin, we know your backyard is where memories are made. From touchdowns to a hole-in-one, our top-quality turf keeps your yard game-ready and pet-friendly year-round. Our play sets, hoops, and customized multi-sport courts are the training grounds for your future pros. Whatever the sport, we've got your court. Get in the game and book a birthday party or just stop by our Middleton showroom for open play. Try it first and try it all, from our swing sets to trampolines, or check us out online at plainwisconsin.com.
At Farmers Savings Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're part of the community. By investing in local businesses, farms, and families, we help our communities thrive. Whether you're looking for a loan to grow your dreams or secure a place to grow your savings, Farmers Savings Bank is here to support you. When you bank with us, you're reinvesting in your own community. Farmers Savings Bank, where your success fuels our commitment to a stronger tomorrow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have a home in the Mount Horeb area that you want to sell? Well, we have a solution for you. First Weber of Mount Horeb is your hometown realtor and is committed to finding you the perfect home. In town or in the country, Mark Nortman and his team will help you find the property of your dreams. Do you or a friend have a home or property that you need listed? Well, call us. We have motivated buyers for these properties. For the exposure and experience you need, call Mark Nortman at 575-3393 or visit them online today at firstweber.com. First Weber of Mount Horeb, your hometown realtor.
Hey sports fans, be sure to cheer on your local sports team just like Kittleson Landscape has for over 25 years. Like many of you, Craig and his team have students and athletes in the Mount Horeb schools, and they are dedicated to their success and the overall success of the athletic programs. Need a place to go and unwind after the big game? Kittleson Landscape specializes in outdoor fire pits, patios, and much more. To get your free estimate today, call 608-437-8845. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape. Go Vikings!
The Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is an organization focused on assisting in the development of youth football players and raising funds for the Mount Horeb Barneveld Football program. The mission of the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is to work cooperatively with the Mount Horeb and Barneveld school districts to support the efforts of the Mount Horeb Barneveld High School Football Program and the Mount Horeb Barneveld Youth Football Program. To learn more about the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club or to find out ways to support the program, head to mhb-football.com. That's mhb-football.com.
Go long! That's a championship lawn. Be ashamed if some weeds took the title.
Nice hit, Johnson.
Are you sick and tired of your lawn getting sacked by weeds? Then sign up with Weedman to help you achieve a lush, green lawn that stands up to weeds. Did I mention that it was kid and pet friendly? Tackle weeds on your home turf with Weedman. Call or click today.
Mount Horeb Utilities is a locally owned, not-for-profit utility dedicated to the community it serves. Providing safe, reliable energy to customers in Mount Horeb, our hometown team is customer-focused and service-oriented, looking out for the community's best interests. At Mount Horeb Utilities, we are committed to keeping Mount Horeb a great place to live, work, and play. For more information on how Mount Horeb Utilities energizes our community, visit MountHorebUtilities.com.
Are you in need of chiropractic services? Dr. Joe Ryan at Mount Horeb Chiropractic will provide the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. Dr. Ryan uses advanced spinal correction and chiropractic adjustments utilizing state-of-the-art techniques. Dr. Ryan has years of training, expertise, and experience in helping patients get relief from their back pain, neck pain, and other related conditions. Located at 1840 Business Highway 18151 next to Pizza Hut, or call 608-437-0099 to set up an appointment today.
At Mound City Bank, we're more than just a local community bank. We're your dedicated partner for all of your financial needs. Whether you're looking for a personal or business account, we have a range of options, including free checking designed to suit your lifestyle. When it comes to loans, you can trust that every decision is made locally by our knowledgeable lenders who truly understand the needs of our community.
Come see how Mound City Bank can make banking easier and more personalized for you. Stop by or call us in Mount Horeb at 608-437-2685. Mound City Bank is proud to be here for you, with offices also in Platteville, Belmont, Cuba City, and Monroe Point. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Located in the heart of beautiful Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, Norsk Golf Club boasts a tough but fair 9 holes that will be challenging and fun for golfers of all ages. Norsk Golf Club is dedicated to serving our community by creating a family-friendly destination for golf, outdoor recreation, and entertainment in every season while preserving the irreplaceable green space in the center of Mount Horeb. Don't forget about our bar and grill, bowling lanes, and to stop by and watch the Wisco Radio broadcasts. To book a tee time, visit us online at norskgolfclub.com or call 608-437-3399. That's 608-437-3399.
Doctors Steve Samuelson and Lauren Taw are your local eye care professionals. Samuelson Eye Care provides the highest quality optometric care for both adults and children in a friendly, comfortable, and professional environment. Clear vision starts with healthy eyes, so contact Samuelson Eye Care at 437-3377. That's 437-3377 to schedule an exam today. You'll be glad you did.
Here in Wisconsin, we take playtime seriously. At Plain Wisconsin, we know your backyard is where memories are made. From touchdowns to a hole-in-one, our top-quality turf keeps your yard game-ready and pet-friendly year-round. Our play sets, hoops, and customized multi-sport courts are the training grounds for your future pros. Whatever the sport, we've got your court. Get in the game and book a birthday party or just stop by our Middleton showroom for open play. Try it first and try it all, from our swing sets to trampolines, or check us out online at plainwisconsin.com.
At Farmers Savings Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're part of the community. By investing in local businesses, farms, and families, we help our communities thrive. Whether you're looking for a loan to grow your dreams or secure a place to grow your savings, Farmers Savings Bank is here to support you. When you bank with us, you're reinvesting in your own community. Farmers Savings Bank, where your success fuels our commitment to a stronger tomorrow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have a home in the Mount Horeb area that you want to sell? Well, we have a solution for you. First Weber of Mount Horeb is your hometown realtor and is committed to finding you the perfect home. In town or in the country, Mark Nortman and his team will help you find the property of your dreams. Do you or a friend have a home or property that you need listed? Well, call us. We have motivated buyers for these properties. For the exposure and experience you need, call Mark Nortman at 575-3393 or visit them online today at firstweber.com. First Weber of Mount Horeb, your hometown realtor.
Hey sports fans, be sure to cheer on your local sports team just like Kittleson Landscape has for over 25 years. Like many of you, Craig and his team have students and athletes in the Mount Horeb schools, and they are dedicated to their success and the overall success of the athletic programs. Need a place to go and unwind after the big game? Kittleson Landscape specializes in outdoor fire pits, patios, and much more. To get your free estimate today, call 608-437-8845. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape. Go Vikings!
The Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is an organization focused on assisting in the development of youth football players and raising funds for the Mount Horeb Barneveld Football program. The mission of the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club is to work cooperatively with the Mount Horeb and Barneveld school districts to support the efforts of the Mount Horeb Barneveld High School Football Program and the Mount Horeb Barneveld Youth Football Program. To learn more about the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club or to find out ways to support the program, head to mhb-football.com. That's mhb-football.com.
Go long. That's a championship lawn. Be ashamed if some weeds took the title.
Nice hit, Johnson.
Are you sick and tired of your lawn getting sacked by weeds? Then sign up with Weedman to help you achieve a lush, green lawn that stands up to weeds. Did I mention that it was kid and pet friendly? Tackle weeds on your home turf with Weedman. Call or click today.
Back here at Mount Horeb High School, 14-6 your halftime score. Mount Horeb Barneveld leading Monroe through one half of play. And Brad, looking at a recap of that first half, Mount Horeb Barneveld had the upper hand offensively.
Yeah, 2 scores for MHB in that first half, and leading the way for MHB. I had Jack down for 83 yards. Let's see what our good friend Nolan. He had him for 99, so we'll take 99 out of Nolan. So nice first half for Jack Wilson. 15 rushes as a team, 108 yards. 88 yards through the air, 7 of 11 for Brooks Hendrickson. His main target was Django Christian, 3 receptions for 59 yards and 1 TD. Monroe was led in rushing by Tristan Anderson, 12 carries, 54 yards. 104 total rushing yards for Monroe in that first half and just 20 yards through the air. But a close game here at Vikings Stadium, just a 14-6 Vikings lead. They will take the opening kickoff here in the second half.
We'll see the Vikings can pick up where they left offensively, and even had a couple other chances, one most notably in the red zone, where unable to convert on the 4th down try. But overall, kind of a tale of two different first halves between this game and last game for MHB offensively.
Yeah, it looked a little bit more like themselves. They're going to lean heavily on the running game this year, and this is a team that the run game sets up, the passing game always has, always will. And doing a nice job of that tonight. It's a good balance here tonight. About 100 yards on the ground and just under 90 yards through the air.
Cheesemakers kicking team out on the field.
Last time MHB received the kickoff, had a big kickoff return that turned into a touchdown. That was after Monroe had forced a fumble inside the 5-yard line. Monroe gifted the ball pretty much at the goal line.
It'll be Haig and Christian back to return for Mount Horeb Barneveld.
Yeah, you've seen big plays out of both these players here tonight. Haig in the kicking game and Christian in the passing game. A couple dynamic playmakers standing around their own 6-yard line.
Branley will boot this away. It is a short end-over-end kick fielded by one of the...
Yeah, Hayden Anderson over there.
And Anderson will just avoid any major hits and get down right around.
Like, where are all the small, fast guys at? Not that he's unathletic, but...
Right around what we'll call the 32. So we'll see what this MHB second half offense looks like. They'll start shotgun formation. Christian in the slot here on the near side. Wilson alongside Hendrickson in the backfield. Toss right. Head of steam, a big block. Down the right side goes Wilson. Setting the tone early was the MHB offensive line.
Yeah, Gavin Reynolds was leading the charge, and the right guard providing some room for Wilson.
6'1", 220 sophomore, the pulling guard, created a huge lane there for Wilson. They'll go back to the senior running back, this time down the left side, spinning forward, across the first down marker, just shy of the 45-yard line.
Yeah, pretty young offensive line for the Vikings. Dylan Randall, a junior, the left tackle. Left guard is Volchev, a senior. Center's a junior. You mentioned Reynolds, the right guard, a sophomore, and Evan Leibfried, a junior, on the right side. Senior quarterback, senior running back.
Now under center, getting the snap from Powell is Hendrickson. Vikings will stay with the run, and Wilson able to pick up some more yardage as a late flag flies in after a first down carry. Quite a bit after the play, Brad. Not quite sure.
Yeah, first down run.
It is a hold. Boy, that was a late flag flying.
Yeah, for a hold, that was really late. Negates a really nice run by Wilson, executing great sidestep. A replay first down.
Yeah, he's shown some great cuts, has shown some speed around the outside, and then, of course, known for his power running. Tough to bring down with just one defender. Here's Brooks looking to pass. Got Anderson in the flats, who will stiff arm his way back across right at midfield, and there is an injured Monroe player down. Believe that is number 74, Carson Austin, who is being tended to by the trainers.
Good job of getting that penalty yardage back. And third reception on the night for Anderson. Had the first one of the evening. 21 yards on 3 receptions. Brooks pretty efficient that first half, 7 of 11. And giving themselves a great spot here at midfield. This is something that we've seen, especially the last couple years, is this MHB team just wearing teams down, and you think maybe you're keeping it close, and this power running game and vertical threats really wears out a defense, especially guys playing both ways.
Austin able to walk off the field under his own power. And he checked out by the trainers over there. But yeah, you mentioned this MHB offense. A little bit different look in style this year as opposed to a lot of the big hitters, deep shots, and big runs we saw last year. They'll wear teams down with some short passing and power running. Hendrickson looking for Anderson, who comes away once again with another nice catch on the near sideline and will move the chains. So going back to his 6'6" senior tight end, Hayden Anderson.
Yeah, such a tough matchup for any defense. It's who do you put on him, right?
An official timeout.
Got to try to cover him with a linebacker more often than not, and it's a tough assignment for a linebacker for sure.
Vikings will spread it out here. Play will resume. Meyer now in at tailback. Hendrickson will keep it. Stiff arming. Fighting for the edge and takes a big shot there down near the Monroe sideline, but not after a nice gain for the senior quarterback.
Fourth rush of the night. 17 yards. And adding an extra dimension to this offense. Quarterback keep, not something he did a lot last year. Didn't need to with the playmaking abilities of OP and Chris Keel.
Brooks will get it again. This time we'll hand it off. Staying on the ground is the Vikings. And another chunk yardage gain.
Flag on the play again.
And that one's got to be almost in the area hold once again, doesn't it?
I would think so, yeah. Nice run negated. Jack Wilson getting 12 yards on that one, but penalties are hurting the Vikings here in this second half.
Be interesting to go back and look after the game. How many runs Mount Horeb Barneveld has already had this game of 7+ yards? Just really seems like the offensive line is doing a great job of creating those running holes for Wilson and Meyer when he's in. And then, of course, Wilson, the yards after contact has been great as well. It'll be 2 receivers set out to the right, 2 to the left once again with Anderson in the slot. Hendrickson, screen play for Haig. Haig gets a block from Christian. Knifing his way through the Cheesemaker defense across their 40-yard line. Gets a chunk of those yards back from the hold. Makes it 3rd and 5.
Yeah, pretty manageable here on 3rd down. Lots of options. Playbook's open. And you think maybe a 4-down territory here if unable to get 3rd down converted. MHB has shown they can stop this Monroe defense on the long field.
And going with the hard count is MHB. The entire Monroe D line jumping off sides. Don't see that too often.
Well, that's one way to convert, and
We'll see if that's
should be enough for a first down.
It's right at that first down marker. What's 3rd and 5 and maybe a couple of inches? So now we got 3rd and inches.
Guess not enough for a first.
Vikings will pass it. Anderson again takes a big hit from McNett, but not after another first down. Now 3 receptions on this drive for Hayden Anderson. (14-6) your score. MHB leading Monroe. We are at 8 minutes left in the third quarter as the clock continues to run. Now a single back set under center, and nearly blowing up that right away was the Monroe defense, but Wilson slips through the secondary as a flag flies in, and a great run is looking like it'll come back.
Yeah, another really good run, and Laundry on the field. There's something here that the officials have keyed in on as far as holding goes.
There is a discussion, so no immediate call. Monroe defense looked to have Wilson potentially wrapped up for a tackle for loss, and then just able to hit a burst.
First score. Oh, holding on Monroe.
So the penalty is declined. The Vikings strike first in the second half, and now 20-6 is your score, pending the extra point.
Great run by Jack Wilson, 29 yards. He's over 120 yards rushing here tonight. He's got his first score of 2025. Really nice drive that time, and Wilson had a few nice runs. One was called back, but that one was pretty special.
2-back set. Vikings go with their heavy formation. They'll give it off to Meyer, reaching out, trying to fight for the conversion, and cannot quite get it. They'll say he's short. 20-6 the score. Vikings leading the Cheesemakers with 7:46 left in the third.
Keeping things right here at Viking Stadium. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by First Weber, Mark Nortman and Associates, and by Kittleson Landscape Incorporated. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape.
So how about the opening drive of the second half for MHB?
Yeah, taking almost 4.5 minutes off that second half clock. Getting a score. Really nice drive. Yeah, Jack Wilson finding a groove here tonight, over 120 yards rushing on just 11 attempts.
And almost playing a style of football, Brad, that Monroe is used to doing to other teams, where they'll just methodically march it down the field. Vikings mixing it a little bit more pass than we see, obviously, from the Cheesemakers. But, of course, that steady dose of Wilson has really kind of been the backbone of this offense.
Yeah, Meyer with just 2 carries on the night. He does have a touchdown, though. His first carry went for 5 yards and a score, but it's really been Jack Wilson your night. Brooks has also shown the ability to run a little bit as well.
Another solid kick from Olsen is fielded at the 10-yard line and taken just across the 25 by number 13, Noah Spots.
Yeah, good coverage at that time by sophomore Connor Casey on kick coverage.
Monroe will come out for their first drive of the second half, and this right here really feels like a key drive for both of these teams. If you're Monroe, you don't want to let MHB's offense back on the field with some good field position and try to cut into this lead. It'll be Raleigh to keep it, and he is leveled in the backfield for a loss. Didn't quite catch the Viking player who came in and made a play, but
yeah, I think that was Ricky Savala over there.
But it was the senior safety coming in, and he was not fooled by the fake fullback dive. So it'll be 2nd and 11. Riley will give it to the tailback in motion. And slipping, being wrapped up is Kingston McNett. Vikings tightening up with their halftime adjustments. Gain of 2. So it'll bring up 3rd and long. A chance for MHB to get their defense off the field right here. This time 2 receivers set out to the right and 2 backs. Raleigh rolling out right under heavy pressure. I believe that's Harry Walker in on the sack.
Henry DeRozier.
Oh, it was DeRozier.
Came untouched.
Vikings dialing it up. And the 6'2 junior just coming in with a burst of speed for the sack. Just what the Vikings defense needed. They'll send heavy pressure on the punt.
Nice punt.
And fair catching at his own 40-yard line is Hag.
And there's a late flag.
Looked to be something after the play based on the timing, so.
Yeah, it was way downfield. I think
Vikings
Colin might want to take a look at that one. That might have been a chance for him to run on that one. You don't mind the fair catch at the 40-yard line, but had a lot of green grass in front of him. Nice 3 and out for this MHB defense. On Monroe's first drive here. And getting the indication here.
And really,
personal foul on Monroe. So that'll gift MHB 15 more yards. They're going to set up shop at the Monroe 45-yard line.
And really, this MHB defense has been outstanding. If you think about the only touchdown they gave up was off of the fumble deep in their own territory and pretty much started their drive with Monroe on their own 3-yard line. So other than that, it's just been outstanding play against this wing T offense.
Great starting field position here for MHB.
(20-6) your score with 5:29 left in the third. Hendrickson and company will start under center in Monroe territory. We have fake handoff. Hendrickson looking to pass. And now will just decide to tuck it and get about a yard out of bounds. Out of bounds on that Monroe sideline.
Yeah, it looked like Christian might have been open early on that, but Brooks does a nice job of living a play, 2nd down. Didn't force anything. Pretty well covered that time by Monroe. They had Anderson covered, and then they covered Christian up late on that. Brooks loses 3 yards.
There'll be 2 receivers set out to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff up the middle for Wilson. Fighting forward is the senior.
Trying to navigate some traffic there, but got a big chunk back.
And now Vikings faced with a 3rd down of their own.
It's been a heavy dose of Jack Wilson here tonight. 12 rushes, nearing 130 yards.
Pretty good yards per carry average there over 10.
Yeah, that's a pretty effective night.
See what the Vikings do. They'll spread it out with Anderson in the near side slot. Hendrickson looking that way. Pump fake, firing deep. Jump ball, Christian, and just a little off the mark. Wanted the deep ball to his sophomore. Didn't really have a chance at that one. Will bring up fourth.
Yeah, the ball landing out of bounds. One of the first deep balls that we've seen from Brooks here tonight. Saw a few more last week. Got a big arm. Probably still getting adjusted a little bit to this new receiving core. So Christian just a sophomore.
So it'll be 4th and 8. Vikings will go for it here. Here's Brooks under pressure, firing, and just sailing that one a little high out of bounds. Turnover on downs. Monroe defense coming up with a huge stop, getting the ball back for their offense.
Yeah, good starting field position here too for Monroe.
Pretty good job by the MHB receivers on those last 2 routes. Christian had a step on his defender and then certainly had someone opened there on the near sideline, but Brooks just couldn't quite connect. So it will be Cheesemaker football trailing 20-6 here in the third with 4:25 left. This one a handoff up the middle. And kind of like we talked about, we've seen a lot of that on first down, and it really hasn't done a whole lot, maybe 2-3 yards, but Vikings have been all over it.
Yeah, 13 carries, 56 yards for Anderson. Yeah, they're trying to soften the edges up a little bit, but that game plan hasn't necessarily worked for Monroe.
Vikings have done a great job of limiting those big plays. Ollie will keep it, looking to pass. Firing, and just almost looked like he might have thrown that one away.
Just the 4th pass attempt of the night. 2 of 4.
Certainly no rush and need to necessarily have to kind of go away what they're used to doing if you're Monroe, with plenty of time here still in the third quarter, but have not quite figured out this MHB defense.
Yeah, an incomplete pass there on second down brings up 3rd down and long.
Staying with the 3-back set. Play action again. And it'll actually be a quarterback design run, and wrapped up on the far sideline by Jack Wilson was Raleigh.
Yeah, Raleigh's going to lose 3 yards. Potentially another 3 and out here for this MHB defense.
With the aggressiveness here of this Mount Horeb Barneveld punt defense, got to be cautious of a fake. So they've been coming after it. Another nice kick. Will go away from Haig, roll across the 20. He'll pick it up at the 15 and decide to return it and step out of bounds right around the 25.
Yeah, not a bad decision. He had some room in front of him and not necessarily in a tough spot, so get a few more extra yards on that one. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Mount Horeb Utilities, providing safe, reliable energy to customers in Mount Horeb, and by the Norsk Golf Club. Book a tee time online at norskgolfclub.com.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Officially spotted at the 24, where senior quarterback Brooks Hendrickson and the offense will go to work. Seen a lot more under center so far this year from this MHB offense, and that's how they will start the first play of this drive. They'll keep it on the ground with Wilson. Nicely defended there by the Monroe front. Minimal gain on the play. They'll call it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, he ends up getting 4 on that, though not too bad. Over 130 yards rushing in this contest. Still in the third quarter, 2:25 rolling here. Third quarter, a 20-6 MHB lead. Monroe was gifted the ball inside the 5-yard line, leading to their only score of the night.
Hendrickson back in the gun. Little zone here with Wilson. Across the first down marker. Still on his feet. Breaking tackles. And across the 45. Just shy of midfield goes Jack Wilson. These runs have been more and more impressive as the night has gone on.
$152 yards and 14 carries. Seen him get big chunks. A couple have been called back. But they definitely like the interior of their offensive line right now, the way they're blocking.
This is where you wish you had some advanced stats and look at the yards after contact for the senior. We'll go with Wilson again. Still fighting forward, spins it back, and this time wrapped up for a loss, but no easy task bringing him down.
I think you jinxed him on the yards after contact there, Cade.
As
I don't believe in announcers jinx, but
believe just a shoe tying, no injury going on down on the field, so wait for that. But about as impressive as you can make a 2-yard loss look.
Yeah, first time that he's really been stopped at the line of scrimmage here tonight.
So it'll be 2nd and 12. Clock continues to run now under a minute. Hendrickson to the sideline, has his receiver caught across midfield. They have liked that curl pattern so far in these first 2 weeks. And I think the timing has been pretty good as well between Hendrickson and his receivers, and will only improve as the season goes on. See if the Vikings decide to run one more before the end of the third quarter. They are leading 20-6 here at home in week 2. Brooks wants to pass. Coming. Hag tips it, catches it, and is on to the races down to the 25. How about the concentration? A great initial defensive play, but then Hag turns his head around and is able to reel that one in.
Yeah, a long throw for Brooks, and somehow Hag comes down with it.
How about the senior 6', 180, the ball skills to just find that one mid-air. And the Vikings now have it 1st and 10. It'll be Hendrickson on the keeper. He's got a running lane. Trucking over a defender, falling forward. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Mount Horeb Barneveld leads Monroe 20-6 after 3.
Step aside here for the fourth quarter upcoming. You're listening to the Vikings on Wisco Radio.
Mount Horeb Utilities is a locally owned, not-for-profit utility dedicated to the community it serves. Providing safe, reliable energy to customers in Mount Horeb, our hometown team is customer-focused and service-oriented, looking out for the community's best interests. At Mount Horeb Utilities, we are committed to keeping Mount Horeb a great place to live, work, and play. For more information on how Mount Horeb Utilities energizes our community, visit MountHorebUtilities.com.
Are you in need of chiropractic services? Dr. Joe Ryan at Mount Horeb Chiropractic will provide the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. Dr. Ryan uses advanced spinal correction and chiropractic adjustments utilizing state-of-the-art techniques. Dr. Ryan has years of training, expertise, and experience in helping patients get relief from their back pain, neck pain, and other related conditions. Located at 1840 Business Highway 18151 next to Pizza Hut, or call 608-437-0099 to set up an appointment today.
2nd and 1 at the start of the 4th. Momentum on the side of the Vikings. Hendrickson will pass. Another little hitch route and connecting for a first down.
Yeah, that's Odgers, his first reception of the night.
Rodgers in the slot on that last play. And once again, Vikings offense clicking.
Vikings back in the Plain, Wisconsin red zone.
Meyer in the backfield. They will give it off to him on the inside zone. And dragging defenders forward is Meyer, as that has chunk yardage written all over it.
Yeah, inside the 5, they go hurry up.
And quick to the line. They'll keep it with Meyer. And he will stand up, walk into the end zone for another touchdown. The second touchdown on the evening for Meyer. And Vikings have blown this one open in the 4th.
Yeah, just 4 rushes, but 2 touchdowns. And you just love his vision and those cuts in traffic. Tough to bring down.
So 26-6 with 11-10 here in the 4th quarter, as the Vikings will try to add to their total on the 2-point try. They'll be back to Meyer. No signal, and they'll say he was short. So it will remain a 26-6 ball game. And now Eli Meyer with 2 rushing touchdowns on the night.
Keeping things right here at Viking Stadium. Starting this 4th quarter off, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Mount City Bank, building lasting relationships with premier financial solutions, and by the Mount Horeb Barneveld Gridiron Club, an organization focused on assisting the development of youth football players in Mount Horeb. Really strong second half here for MHB. A couple nice scoring drives to really put Monroe at a disadvantage. Monroe's only score, they had to go 4 yards. They just haven't had the ability to keep a drive going here tonight, this MHB defense. After last week, we mentioned it, their second half, keeping Grafton to just 3 points. Just couldn't get the ball in the end zone themselves, but this defense playing really, really well.
And just across the board, you hear coaches talk about it all the time. MHB playing complementary football. Defense setting up their offense with great opportunity. Special teams has certainly done their job as well. Kickoff is initially muffed inside the 5 and now taken out across the 20, which is where the Cheesemakers will set up shop. But
yeah, good strong kick again. We're almost a little bit into the wind, not a whole lot of wind actually, but if anything, a little bit into the wind. And a nice boot by Cullen Olson again. Monroe's got 80 yards to go, trailing 26-6. They've tried to keep this one close, but their offense just hasn't been able to respond to this MHB defense.
We'll see what the Cheesemakers and head coach Tom Witt dial up here. Certainly some urgency now with this large 3-score deficit. They'll stick with their first down favorite of the fullback dive. And once again, minimal gain.
Yeah, the play calling seems to be very consistent. They like that first play with Anderson. Last week against Lodi, they featured McNett a little bit more. This week it's been Anderson, 14 carries, 56 yards. No gain on first down.
Under center goes Raleigh. In motion, and this time giving it off.
Actually quarterback keeper.
Faking the handoff, and Raleigh kept it.
Good fake.
Nice run as well by the junior quarterback, Ryan Raleigh. Has shown a capability to run the ball, but still just no large chunk run plays for this Monroe offense.
8 rushes for 19 yards, second leading rush of the night for the Cheesemakers.
This time they'll give it to McNett, the tailback, and
he is smothered.
Not a whole lot doing there. Decision time here for Monroe as the clock continues to wind, now under 9 minutes and 30 seconds, trailing 26-6. I'd say this is almost a no-brainer here on 4th and 1.
Yeah, a little bit longer, you might just kick it away, but 4th and 1, you might as well try it. This offense is made to get a yard plus.
And I think might see another dive to Anderson here.
There it is.
It will be. And
boy, he's going to be close.
It's going to really depend on the spot. Tough to see where that far side official, he is the one to come in.
They're going to move the sticks.
And it will be a first down.
It was close, but Vikings don't necessarily mind. It does keep their defense on the field, but time is ticking away here on Monroe.
Raleigh will fake it, rolls out to his right. Under pressure from DeRozier, and this one
that'll
is
be holding.
Swatted away as 2 flags fly in.
Yeah, DeRozier had the beat on the quarterback, and it was an obvious hold in front of 2 officials. Monroe's played a pretty clean game from that perspective. It's been more MHB seeing the penalties. But Monroe did have that one hold on Jack Wilson's touchdown run.
So back up the Cheesemakers. And now with this run-heavy offense, really got to dig deep into the playbook here and try to dial up some chunk yardage. Clock currently stopped at 8:26 left here in the 4th. If you're MHB, it's got to be a bend but don't break mentality. You have no problem with some short yardage runs for the rest of this drive. This will be a handoff to the wingback, making a juke move and then takes a big hit.
Yeah, Harry Walker on the pursuit backside. Spot's got a couple. He's been limited here tonight. 5 carries, 19 yards for Spots.
After a great first week for Spots, Vikings have held him in check.
Yeah, Lodi defeated Monroe last week 21-14. I don't think Lodi is the team that we've seen in recent years. Not to take away from their win, but Monroe kept that one close.
This one blown dead.
Might be delay a game. We saw a few of those last week, didn't we, Cade?
Yeah, first one tonight. And for a team trailing with the clock running, that is certainly a mistake you don't want to see.
More shout out to some of our listeners and viewers up in the North Woods. We're covering North Woods here tonight. The Bestel's up north of Minocqua, and a viewer from Stratford.
See. And another stoppage in play as
maybe a clock situation.
That would be my guess. Not sure if it stopped initially after that last penalty or not. Clock currently reads 7:16.
Awesome new scoreboard.
add a few seconds here. So 7:23 left in the fourth. Vikings leading 26-6 over Monroe. Little rollout is knocked away, incomplete, and a flag flying in.
Flag came in
the area of a pass interference. Maybe a hold as well. I didn't think that was.
First attempted pass to number 80, Wellman, also not an NIL collector.
It is pass interference on MHB.
Yeah, there was some early contact on that.
Sure,
I wonder what your mentality is if you're a receiver in an offense like this. You're not even really necessarily blocking a whole lot of people. Got to look good out there, I guess.
Probably like a outfielder in baseball. I just got to be ready when the ball comes
Yep.
your way. Make a play. Certainly a system that has worked statewide for teams over the years, though, as Vikings have done a great job against this wing T. Rowley under heavy pressure from Walker will just throw it away. Took a little bit of a hit there.
Yeah, he's been on the run quite a bit here, especially the second half. Not a lot of time to throw. Obviously not their strength, just their fifth.
I believe that was Niles that got to him.
7:12 left here in his fourth quarter. MHB trying to get in the win column here in 2025. Four-time defending conference champions. Won't be a lot of easy games this year. A lot of teams have improved.
Be a handoff to Anderson, the fullback. Been a heavy dose of Anderson all game.
Yeah, I thought maybe he'd be able to break through there, but was tripped up late. 61 yards on 16 carries for Anderson. And that does keep the clock running here. Runners 7 minutes, fourth quarter.
If you got a big play potential in that playbook, now would be the time to dial it up. This time will be McNett, was wrapped up in the backfield, and now a flag flies in. I think maybe got under the shoulder pad. Tough to tell, but I'm going to guess that's the call. It was a great defensive play getting off the line, but official did not like the tackle. Would be a turnover on downs. And the Vikings defense backing up.
Yeah, they do get the horse collar call.
So must have got a little bit too far under that shoulder pad. And Cheesemakers, as a flag now flies in on the near sideline. That's going to be an infraction on Mount Horeb Barneveld's sideline. So an unsportsmanlike will add.
I don't know. After looking at that, though, it looked like he had more jersey than anything else.
I think that's what the Mount Horeb Barneveld coaching staff is.
It was on the shoulder pad. That was not a horse collar.
That's the case Coach Brett St. Arnold is trying to make to the officials.
He had jersey on top of the shoulder pad. I get you want player safety, absolutely. But I think Coach St. Arnold's, he's got a point. So you get another 15 yards here for Monroe.
So on top of the horse collar, an unsportsmanlike penalty on MHB moves the ball to just inside the 35 of Mount Horeb. Taking a few other looks by our great camera crew and replay crew back here. Did not look to be under underneath the shoulder pad, so Monroe possibly catching a break.
Yeah, that's hard though live as an official. You don't have the luxury of replay.
Be Anderson again.
And I totally understand the call, but I think you can understand where the coaching staff was not as pleased with that call.
Clock continues to run after the gain of 3 from Anderson. Still a 26-6 score here with Mount Horeb Barneveld leading. Time not in the favor of Monroe. In motion. And now another handoff up the middle to Anderson. Spotted right at the first down marker, and official signaling to move the chain. So we'll give them a gain of 7 and a first down. What a change of events, though, Brad. Looked to be turnover on downs.
Yep.
Flag flies in, and now Monroe driving with a chance to cut into this lead.
Yeah, you get 30 extra yards after the play is dead.
They'll stick with Tristan Anderson once again.
He's been the workhorse here tonight. 18 carries, about 75 yards.
Only a sophomore for Monroe, so certainly a player that Coach Tom Witt will continue to scheme his offense around for the next few years.
Approaching 5 minutes here in this final quarter.
In motion goes McNett. They'll go speed option with Raleigh and McNett. Vikings all over that, and heads up play able to keep him in bounds, keep that clock running. Third down.
More of a traditional wing T look that time.
They'll mix up how they have that extra back. Sometimes we'll see 2 wing backs with the fullback. Other times they'll have more of a tailback look with McNett.
4:20 rolling here, fourth quarter.
And again, on the dive. MHB has been all over that. Monroe continuing to go to their workhorse, Tristan Anderson. Nothing doing there.
Great job by Parker Niles that time. He's been one of many leading the charge here tonight. Great team effort defensively for MHB.
And you mentioned the receivers not getting reps, but got to be an interesting night to be a cornerback as well for Mount Horeb Barneveld, really just trying to contain the edge on the run. Here's McNett this time, the tailback.
It's going to be short.
And he will. Short of the first. Monroe going with the run on 4th and 6, turning it over on downs. MHB ball.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Farmers Savings Bank. More than just your local hometown bank. And by Plain Wisconsin, swing sets, basketball hoops, trampolines, and more. Try it first at Plain Wisconsin.
So another stop from Mount Horeb Barneveld's defense. Now has only given up 9 points in the last 3 halves of football, and of course the touchdown today. Monroe starting on the 4-yard line of MHB. And off up the middle. This will be Wilson working again, working his way just shy of the 25. Some more chunk yardage, another gain of over 7 yards.
Unofficially, 16 rushes, 156 yards for the senior running back. 1 touchdown to his credit here tonight. He's been a beast.
They'll stay with Hendrickson under center. 2 receivers set out to the near side. Again with the run on the ground. Here goes Wilson. Tripped up across the 30 down to the 32 for a MHB first down.
Yeah, moving the sticks here. We are under 3 minutes ago. Takes a team to get this broadcast up and running each and every week. Want to thank particularly Blaine Bessel for his technical aptitude and getting us up and running. Just a lot of things making this thing work. Our camera operators tonight, Ethan Gage and Cam Goodwin, and Jack Goodwin behind the scenes helping with the replays. Happy to be here in Viking Stadium. Another fantastic Friday night for Vikings football.
Again on the ground goes MHB. Getting a little help from his O-line, his Wilson. And now Meyer will check in as we approach the 2-minute mark.
170 yards.
Great night for the senior running back / linebacker, Jack Wilson, getting it done on both sides of the ball. And really Mount Horeb Barneveld able to kind of beat Monroe at their own game with the ground and pound attack, a steady dose of Wilson. As you mentioned, up over 150 total rushing yards, and that's really what you see that the Cheesemakers try to do to teams.
28 rushing attempts here tonight, and it's going to be Meyer.
As Meyer's loose, into the secondary he goes. Across the 20, 10, touchdown. There is a flag. Another great run by MHB, potentially negated by a penalty. Let's hope we were wrong again like last time.
Yeah, Eli Meyer, you can show the athleticism, but the officials are bringing this one back. And you always kind of wonder, did the hold contribute to that or not, but we're going to see plenty of Eli Meyer this year. It's been Jack Wilson, his responsibility here tonight for the most part. Meyer's done a nice job before that. 4 rushes, 2 touchdowns, so
Wilson will check back in as Meyer.
I'd put him on your fantasy team if you're drafting this weekend. Might want to put Meyer on there.
Nearly had his 3rd touchdown on the night. Catching his breath there on the sideline after a great run. And we've seen a few of those, so good to see some big plays out of this MHB offense after they were pretty limited last week.
Yeah, it was important for them to get back to who they are, but a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball, and it's going to take some time for sure.
There'll be Wilson back in, stacked up and tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Vikings will only have to run a couple more plays here as we are approaching 1 minute left in the game. 26-6 the score. They lead over Monroe.
Yeah, almost 30 rushing attempts here tonight. One final play. Assuming Monroe doesn't stop the clock.
Victory formation here for the Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings. Hendrickson takes a knee, and that will do it here at Mount Horeb High School. So the Vikings, in their home opener, come away with a 26-6 victory in dominant fashion over Monroe. For Brad Richardson, the rest of our Wisco Radio crew, I'm Kate Johnson. Thank you for tuning in to our broadcast of Viking Athletics. We'll see you next week.
At Mound City Bank, we're more than just a local community bank. We're your dedicated partner for all of your financial needs. Whether you're looking for a personal or business account, we have a range of options, including free checking designed to suit your lifestyle. When it comes to loans, you can trust that every decision is made locally by our knowledgeable lenders who truly understand the needs of our community.
Come see how Mound City Bank can make banking easier and more personalized for you. Stop by or call us in Mount Horeb at 608-437-2685. Mound City Bank is proud to be here for you, with offices also in Platteville, Belmont, Cuba City, and Monroe Point. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Located in the heart of beautiful Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, Norsk Golf Club